Greetings, how you doing? This is Kinesiology 111. We are now in week 6, session number 1, and today we're going to be talking about adaptations to training. I'll take a quick moment just to kind of reflect back on topics we've had thus far in the term. And earlier we talked about the general adaptation syndrome and how the body is, in essence, it's responding to a stressor that's applied to it. The stressor in the case of our class being weights, resistance equipment, bands, medicine balls, or cardio equipment, the stressors of working out. Now, the body is really awesome at adapting to these different stressors, and there are numerous systems in the body that all adapt to training. This class is by no means intended to be exhaustive in those regards, but we do need to have a little bit of insight regarding what's happening when you work out. But first, I just want to do a quick review because what we went over the other day with the motor units, it's a little bit of an advanced concept, but it does help to kind of understand when you talk about working out just how your body is recruiting muscle and how it's being done through the central nervous system. So again, just keep in mind when you work out, you're trying to get your body in a position where you understand and your body understands how heavy the weight is, how much force will be needed. Is it a power exercise? Is it strength exercise? Is it single joint or multi-joint? Your body will respond differently for each one of those. Further, we talked a little bit about how different types of tissue, whether it's connective or the bones or muscle, all get stronger at different rates, but the central nervous system also gets better through working out at recruiting correctly and recruiting the proper amount of muscle and recruiting muscle in a more coordinated effort to push a bar around or pull a bar down as you do a lat pull down. So realize those adaptations are not just muscle alone, but it's everything in the body. And we talked about how it's better to undershoot on the front end as a result of that because your body goes through the coordination part of the curve much faster on the front end of a workout program than it does in terms of packing on tons of muscle. Got it? Good. Moving on. So specific to the adaptations, these are some of the ones just to keep in mind. Muscles, they get stronger. They experience what's called hypertrophy, trophy like, big bodybuilder standing on top of a trophy. The connective tissue that actually connects bones together and connects muscles to bone, they get stronger and actually more flexible. That's pliability, meaning more pliable. And then bones, by applying force to the bones through doing exercise, they get stronger as well. Now, there is a trade-off here. If you have somebody who is a distance runner and they don't do any weights, they won't reap the same benefits of strengthening their bones. And so you look at people who are from the elderly population, and many times you talk with them about reversing osteoporosis or osteopenia, and you use strength training as a tool to help build the tensile strength, the actual density of the bone itself for older individuals. The central nervous system, like we talked about earlier, has a better and a greater ability to fire, but more accurately fire correctly and recruit more muscle and recruit muscle correctly and do so in a way that's more coordinated. And then obviously through running on a treadmill, doing step mill, rowing machine, all of the stuff you've done in class so far, the body gets better at delivering oxygen to the muscles, and it gets better at taking waste products from the muscles and bringing them to the lungs. In this case, in this example, bringing CO2 from the muscles to the lungs via the bloodstream and being able to blow off that CO2. And that's part of the circulatory system in working out. It's not so much the oxygen you bring in, but it's also the waste products that you're able to blow out and how your body can buffer those. Good? All right, guys, go get yourself a workout.